So, welcome everybody. I'm Carol Hamilton with ALS TDI. I'm going to turn it over and assist Sonny Bruce, who is the founder of this incredible program. This is our what? Third, Sonny, year?
Fourth,
Fourth?
fourth year.
I am. Um, and it is a delight for everybody to be able to gather and especially be able to see movies like this one and then be able to ask questions of people like Jason, who has come to mean so much to so many in this community. So, Sunny, take it away.
Hey. Um, Welcome everyone. It's good to see you. I'm sorry I'm late. Yes, as Carol said, this is year four that we've been doing this, which is just mind blowing that we're here. We are honored to have Jason on the call with us today. If you haven't gotten a chance to watch the film, then please do so as soon as possible. You can watch it for free on Jason's website, which is amazing. And um, yeah, I was very shocked to see Mike on the film. I was like, hey, I know him.
Sorry, we're plugging her in.
I know him, but his hair color looks different. Is that what you were saying?
No, you were a surprise to me. Yes, that's fine.
I still think of you as having that hair color.
Yeah, keep envisioning that. I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, Jason,
You don't,
Jason put me in for a minute. He said he had final cut and that if Mike Shannon wasn't in the film, it wasn't going to be made. So
that's awesome.
That's right.
And
Well,
nobody here believes that. Um, let's, I guess, jump in. Um, Jason, tell me how how did the film happen? How did this come about?
You want me to tell them or S-U, sure. U-T-A, tell. Okay, Jason volunteered me to tell you what I know, and he'll correct me if I'm wrong, which he often does. So I'm his mom, and we got an email from Jesse Vile, who made the movie. And I don't know, for some reason, this email in particular hit us because he really, really wanted to do it and thought it was his destiny in a way, was a huge fan, and I guess got in touch with us 3 or 4 years previously, but he said he was too young at the time. So anyway, I read the email to Jason and he liked what he heard. So we met Jesse and he put it together and did it. And it was his first movie and he's since done, I don't know, 3 or 4 other documentaries that are really good. And so that's how it happened.
I think it's cool and interesting to see that, like, even, you know, even before documenting everything was a chronic illness in and of itself, you guys have such cool, candid, raw, you know, film from, hanging out, important things, milestones. Was that just common nature for your family? Or was that something you guys decided to do when you realized that he was going to be a guitar prodigy?
C-H-A. That was am my uncle Ron He took FIL film O of us AL all my life. Yeah, Ron's hobby was photography. That's Gary's brother. He loves photography. He loved to play guitar. So that was pretty good for Jason.
And he lives across the street.
And he
so
lived across the street. Yeah. So yeah, he took a lot of pictures, a lot of movies, and that's Jesse went through all of those. So it was Ron, mainly his uncle. And we took a lot of slides. So we had a lot of stuff there. And we did gear it up when we knew, he was going to be a great guitar player. He was a great guitar player. He always blew our minds. So of course we tried to catch it. And, he'd play at coffee shops when he was 15. I think you saw some of that. And that was Ron's film. And he just, we were like everybody else. We just, whoa. So that's how it happened.
That's so cool. It's so cool to see it like not rushed. It wasn't like, oh, we decided to make the film, now we got to catch up. So much of that is just candid and beautiful. And I felt like I was sitting in your living room or the front seat of the car for so much of the film. And that I think it's just amazing to see.
Thank you. Why, yes, thank you. Good to hear.
Yeah. So we got that gets us to the film. What has been going on since the film?
H, I, M, D, A, D, made, A, in another, A, album called Triumphant Hearts. It's his masterpiece.
Unbelievable.
Is that out already?
Yeah, that came out in when? That 18, 2018, that came out. Yeah, that took about 7 years to make. And he actually conducted a 31-piece orchestra from where? B U Bulgaria. Yeah, from Bulgaria. And with his eyes, in a Zoom meeting like this. It was hilarious. It was early in the morning and we were all drinking our coffee and it was raining outside and Jason was conducting an orchestra with his eyes on the computer of his music. They all were playing his music.
I didn't conduct.
Well, he didn't conduct, but
He oversaw.
he told the conductor what to do. Yeah. And the conductor conducted while he was there. It was great. It was exciting. And that, I think, is his most personal, most beautiful music, Triumphant Hearts. That's one thing he's been doing. Anything else?
Raising a cat. He's raised a cat.
Anything ever come of the Jared Leto as
Cat,
Jason?
teenager.
What, Mike?
Anything ever come of the Jared Leto as Jason movie? Nothing ever came of that.
Oh, no, nothing ever came of that decades ago. So no.
Decades.
His answer was he didn't want to mix his acting. No, he loved playing music, but he didn't want music to have anything to do with acting, something like that. So he said no, thank you. And there have been other, like with the movie that finally came about, there's been a lot of talk, but nothing concrete. So, that's how it is.
Well, I thought it was interesting when I was looking for just videos or snippets to share leading up to tonight. Um, just how popular you are on social media. Like just Googling you or using the hashtags, like, holy moly, you've been busy. And you've got quite a few fans out there.
I know, right? Why? Yeah. I am very grateful. THE, the GU guitar community is so GO good to me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm amazed. I love musicians. They're kind and wonderful and generous people as far as we've seen, mostly.
That's insane. I love it. As one that tends to also not be liked by the community, I share your heartache and being a dark and gloomy person that nobody cares about. Sarcasm, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her name is
Sorry.
Sunny, for God's sakes.
Sorry.
You funny.
That was good.
I have to see your
That
face.
was good. Right there.
Hi.
I have a question that was sent in advance, for Jason, obviously. Is there any updates in the technology or processes that help you to continue to make music?
P, we have that prepared.
Let's see. Is it that one? Is it this one? I think we thought they might be in order.
He
Well,
says,
it can be like Jeopardy. You can give us the answers and then we'll guess the question.
there
Yeah.
we go. Yeah, pretend you didn't ask that. I still use the same music software, Logic Pro, to write music. I use my dad's communication system to tell people what notes to pencil in where and what instrument samples to use.
Very
That's
cool.
unreal.
S-O, so, N-O, no, N-E, new, T, technology. Since 2012? Did you have Zoom back then?
No.
No.
Did we? We don't think we did.
We didn't use it, that's for sure.
No.
B, what, A,
So a question that I saw in the chat, Jessica asked why you don't use eye gaze technology. And I know that in the film we talk about the system you set up with your dad, and I know a lot of people have copied that even before eye gaze was really readily available to people. I don't know if you could talk a little bit more about that. Also, hi, Emily. Nice to meet you officially.
Why don't you use eye gaze? Because before I
T,
T.
it. You want me to answer? I, T, it is J, just S, L, slower than T, H, this, B, A, N, and I, D, O, don't, H, A, have, T, to, S, T, A, stare, A, at, C, at a computer, S, C, computer screen, I, C, A, can, L, O, look, I, in, P, E, people's, eyes, B, U, but, U, K, N, you know, L, A, S, last, F, R, Friday, I, T, it, I, T, R, pride, E, eye gaze, A, again, It is amazing. It's gotten a lot better. BAL, almost as fast as this. Yeah. So he may actually have that soon.
Well, we have Liz on here, Jason. Let her know if you want one.
Yeah. Yeah,
See-
actually, I don't know if you can see this, but we use your the Becker board. And we all have it on our phones, in the reverse, because Steve has it memorized like this, and most of our primary caregivers too. And it's amazing how fast it is and how,
So fast.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
once you get used to it, it's great. And I mean, technology doesn't always work. There's moments where you just can't use it. So, I mean, this is amazing. I feel like we could use this full time, no problem. I mean, because Steve's that proficient on it now,
Oh,
That's
We're
really
gonna have
fun.
some sort of like blink off or something, Jason, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Funny. You mean they'll interpret for each other?
Yeah, well, yeah, let's see who can go faster and who can interpret faster. Really, it'd be on our too.
That's like a room of many mirrors or
I
something.
know, right? Yeah,
Mirrors.
yeah. But I mean, I can't even say enough good things about it. Everybody has it on their phones. We're ready to go, at any time.
That's great.
Yeah. And it's from day one. Just taught it to us day one, I think.
Wow.
UMA made my day. Yeah, too bad Gary isn't here.
Yeah.
Stay.
I
know.
will make sure and let Gary know. He will be thrilled.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, all hail Gary.
Yeah. No kidding.
And in the chat too, it says from Diane that she loved the tribute you did to your mom and posted on Sunday on Facebook.
Oh, me too. Thank you.
See? Cool.
And Desi wants to know, where's your long hair?
He saves it in a box. I has lost it. All. Lost it all.
The Becker board and instructions are on Jason's site. I'm just reading from the chat, and I actually have a packet that I carry around with me with various boards and instructions, and that's so, and I pulled it off Jason's site as well.
Nice.
Cool. Cool.
Awesome.
That's good.
Be sure to include a link in the follow-up email with the Becker board stuff. So I'll make sure I get that from you, Liz, and we can send it to everybody who's on.
Absolutely.
Great. I have a question, and that is, Jason, if you could regain the ability to play for an hour, and you could only play, well, I guess this would be a really long song, but one song, what would it be?
M.A. Man. G.R. Great question.
Freebird, right?
Well, that might take the whole hour.
Funny.
PR, probably BAON1O of M, my new songs. TR, Triumphant Hearts. Triumphant Heart, the song Triumphant Heart is one of the new songs on the album.
Awesome. You've probably never played that yourself then, right?
No.
So you would love to be able to play it after composing it.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Ned Becker says, great last name, Jason.
You too.
You too, brother.
You got any relatives in Montana, Pat? You got Gary?
Say that again.
Does Gary have any relatives in Montana?
Minnesota.
Well, I'm originally from Iowa, so maybe.
Oh, oh,
I have another question that we got in advance here that Jason, I think, already has. What impact did your family have on your ALS journey, both emotionally and practically?
did you hear that? That's
Yes.
okay. Say again, please.
What
Say it.
im what impact did your family have on your ALS journey, both emotionally and practically?
Sharon is going to read that answer. He said earlier.
Well, I can't do anything at all without help. I am so blessed with loving, caring family and friends. It is really quite miraculous, not to mention the guitar and rock community and fans.
Amazing.
I have a question. Can you name like your favorite guitarist, top three besides you?
He loves favorite questions.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, Jeff, Beck, you, Uli, John Roth, Eddie Van Halen.
Mm.
You didn't even have to think about that, huh?
He's
Well,
thought about it a lot. That's how he thinks.
Who was the second one? I want to look it up.
Uli John Roth, ULIJONROTH, 3 words. He's wonderful.
Oh, C. Oh, of course. Jimi Hendrix. Did you get 4?
Marty Friedman. Yeah, Steve Hunter.
I bet you could probably do like 20.
Yeah.
Oh,
At least 20.
You got a lot of friends to name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have a question in the chat from Glynis. How did you get into classical music as a young kid? I remember many people saying that while they were listening to rock, you were listening to Mozart.
Because my dad played classical guitar. And my parents had lot A D A L albums of C classical. Yeah, Andre Segovia and all that. Julian Bream. But Gary played classical guitar, and I think Jason wanted to learn what he was doing. Yeah, so.
Cool. And Diane in the chat says, I was so struck by your positivity after your diagnosis. From the film, it seemed like you were actually helping others cope.
That's so nice, and I think that's so true.
Yeah, thought,
If
if
I C O could H A could HEAL heal I it BAN and I did and go LOK looking you up WHA what am I might happen J just FOC focused on GU guitar A and M music I didn't let DOC doctors tell me WHA what am I might happen I WO would WHA A, walk. O, U, walk out. I, if. T, H, if they. T, O, told. M, me. S, Y, symptoms. I, C, O, could. G, E, that I could get. Would walk out of the office.
Well, clearly that's the way I looked at it, because all these years later, you've made the title of the film still hold true. That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
In our Her ALS story group, one of the um, quotes that our friend Drea brought to our attention and we've kind of adapted is until further notice, celebrate everything. What year are you celebrating diagnosis wise this year?
36. 36.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's amazing.
This month, right? R, right? M, Mother's Day. First symptom, right?
Wow. You
Wow.
thought you were good at this, Sonny.
No, I bow down.
We have a couple things in the chat. Desi asks, when you dream, can you still play or do you have ALS or a mix of both? And what do you play?
I, A, L, almost. A, always. A, M, M, H, healthy. I, M, I, W, A, L, walk. A, around. A, and. T, A, talk. B, but. I, T, it. H, A, has been. W, H, I, a while. S, I, since. I, P, L, played. G, guitar. I, in. D, R, E, A, M, in dreams.
Interesting. Desi, what about your answer to your question?
Desi lives in Long Island and she is using eye gaze and she's had it for 11 years this year.
And she just said that she's both. So you both have ALS and don't have ALS in your dreams, Desi, right? Amazing.
Right.
And
Really good.
you're usually dancing, which you are in real life often.
We have another question comment from Tommy. I just watched your movie and I saw you editing MIDI notes in a program. I also make music. I make electronic music in Logic Pro. Were you using Cubase? Do you ever use software plugins or instrument libraries?
A, C, O, O, cool. I, M, G, U, G, L, glad. U, D, O, do. T, H, do that. I use Logic Pro and instrument plugins, right? Y, yes. G, L, O, a lot. G, O, O, good samples. A lot of good samples.
Incredible.
They don't usually wind up on your final songs though, right?
S, O,
Sometimes
some
they do.
W, W, H, A, what kind of M, U, S, music do you play? M, do you make? What kind of music do you make? The questioner.
That's for Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy, I don't know if you're able to speak, but if you are, you're welcome to unmute. Otherwise, we'll watch for you in the chat.
Hey, yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Hi,
Yeah,
Tommy.
hey there. I turn the light back on. I make dubstep and chip tunes, which is like 8-bit music like video games, and I also make some other electronic genres like glitch hop, um and electro house music. I have a couple of I think it's Ample Sounds guitar plugins that are pretty rad. At one point, I started learning how to use them. I made like a little ska riff with it, and I want to go back to that. I've just been really busy with life and adulting stuff, but hopefully that answers your question.
W, awesome. Yeah, it does.
Well, I'd love to nerd out about that with you sometime. Thanks for answering.
Sure.
Tommy, you're in year 2 or 3?
I'm in year 2 since diagnosis, year 3 since onset of symptoms. But I'll be in year 3 in about 3 months. So we're going strong. I'm still walking, but just barely. So I'm going to stick around as long as possible, just like you.
Good.
I'm glad that you joined, Tommy. Trying to see what our other is Sarana on?
Back here.
Okay. Sarana,
Yeah, every now and then we hear her voice.
I wasn't sure because I didn't see her. Sarana, we got a question in to ask if you still help with different food for Jason and if you would share any recipes.
He's right now he's eating prepackaged food pretty much 100%. So the answer is currently no. And I mean, apart from opening them. And my general advice, I think, is if you can eat homemade food, that's awesome. I would say just whatever was healthy for you before you needed. But I assume we're talking about tube feeding, maybe.
Yeah, in the movie you have a great recipe you're talking about, and not everyone could capture all the ingredients.
Okay, because it was always a moving target. There was never the recipe. And I think people just need to think about what works in their bodies and that they probably have most of that information from before they were worried about it. But experiment if you haven't found what works for you. We don't really have a magic recipe, just you need a really good blender. And probably a few of them because they burn out.
Yes.
Don't be too afraid if people tell you not to put regular food through the tube. We always did. We just had to, puree it a lot and add however much liquid was necessary, but don't be afraid to use whatever foods are good for you. You just have to blend it up real good. Yeah, Jason went through several different diet changes, and I don't know if he has one really to recommend over the others, but right now it's Liquid Hope mainly.
Jason, what is your opinion on tequila?
Yeah.
Oh,
tequila.
oh,
I GREA, great. BU, but LAHA, have, N, haven't, ENJ, enjoyed, IN, in, MA, many years. WHA, what? What? Hmm. Did you say? TET? Q? What? T?
Tequila?
Oh, yeah, tequila. What's your opinion
Yeah,
of
you couldn't even get it with TEQ. Come on.
Well, I mean, I thought we all knew we were talking about tequila.
So did I. I'm with you, Serrana.
He was stumped.
The trouble with Jason drinking tequila or anything is his eyes get sleepy and then we can't talk to him. So, that's a bummer. So,
Yeah, plus then we might want to drink it and then it's a double problem.
and then we really can't talk.
Yeah.
Well, Desi is here to try to help you out. She said that her ALS story will pop your tequila cherry.
That's funny.
To tell on Desi, one night we in our group chat we got a bunch of gibberish messages, and we were like, "Is she okay? Should somebody check on her?" And the next morning she messaged us and said, "Sorry guys, NyQuil."
Oh, yep, that'll do it too. That'll do it.
I got a question for you, Pat, Serrana, Jason. If people wanted to, if they were in the area to come and see you, would you welcome them to say hello? Depending upon who they were.
That's the question. It is Li, a little T-O, tough, or tougher, T-H-E, these days, B-E, because I am L-O a lot, M-O more, H-I-G, high maintenance, T-H-A than I was, B-U, but Y-E, yeah, H-O, how, C, how, H-O, U, our, L-O, long, V-I, visit, I, is D-O, doable. An hour-long visit might be doable, depending on different factors. A, N, and A, N, any, O, anyone, B, U, but M, Mike, S, Mike Shannon. Yeah, there's a sign going.
No, Mike Shannon.
Yeah, is the sign still up there?
I have to go. Um, well, I was just thinking Laura and Glynis live right in the Bay Area there. They live in Daly City and Pacifica.
Cool,
Yeah, they're right there.
local girls.
I have a story. So I went to a shoe store in the Sunset in San Francisco, and I had a sales rep come up to me because I was wearing a ALS for ALS hoodie, and he noticed the back that said the ALS Institute, and he told me your story, Jason, and I didn't, I hadn't been here long enough to know who you were, but he was he knew, I think he knew one of your caregivers, and he was just gushing and praying that could find a cure for you. So that was my first introduction to you.
Thank you.
A, awesome.
Yeah, we
C,
hope there's a cure
cool.
too.
W, U, Y, E, yeah, H, O, how, C, L, O, close, R, U, T, to, C, U, R, E, to a cure. Yeah, how's that going?
Is everyone going to wait for me to answer this one?
Yeah, do you feel like your
Look
eye?
at all of you people nodding. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
We can't know, right? We can't know until a trial is finished if something works. Every drug that goes into trial, the hope is that it will be one of the ones to significantly alter disease. One thing I will say is, when I came into the ALS world, there was one drug in a clinical trial, and it was a pretty nasty drug, and it was a pet project of a researcher. And, last year there were over 100 trials at any given time going on. So each one of those hold promise. Also at TDI, we now have been the first um, place to invent a drug and then bring it forward into clinical trial, into people. No nonprofit has ever done that in any disease indication. And we're learning so much more now about ALS from the people with it. For truly a decade, I would hear, we know so much more about this disease by living it, and none of you are asking us the right questions. So we have found ways now using wireless devices that measure ability to move, that the ability to analyze vocal progression over the course of time longitudinally and follow that up and relate it all to phlebotomy, where we send people directly to the homes of people living with ALS so that we can look at potential changes in blood-based biomarkers. So where, in the early days, we were kind of shooting at the dark, right? Throwing something at the wall. Tommy, you right then you looked like an album cover with that fan and the light above you. Look at that. But we're not shooting in the dark anymore. We're finally respecting people with ALS enough to realize that we have a lot to learn from you. And as you aggregate that data, then maybe some of those 100 trials that we saw last year will have each one a better chance of working than it ever had before. So the shitty answer is we're way closer, and it's really thanks to people living with ALS who have informed the science along the way.
Cool. Cool.
I have one more question that we had in advance. Jason, what do you recommend to folks who are having a hard time with perseverance and hope after an ALS diagnosis?
I don't think we got to that one.
Oh, I guess we didn't. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
M-A-N, man. I-J, just D, E, don't know. I-G-U, guess, T, R, try, T, 2, L, I, live, Y, O, your life, W, I, with O, without, F, O, C, focus, on, I, it, L, U, K, N, no, I, W, O, would, L, O, O, look, up, D, O, C, Dr. J, Dr. Joe Dispenza, O, on YouTube, H, E, T, E, teaches, M, E, me, M, E, oh, meditation, A, and, H, A, has, H, E, A, L, field, L, O, a lot of, P, people, F, R, from, I, M, P, O, impossible, D, diseases. Did you all get that? Should I repeat it?
I got it.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions, Sunny?
Uh,
Oh, we got a couple of questions. Desi says she loves, um, is it Dr. Joe D too? And Selena asked the name again.
Dispenza, Dispenza, like a Pez dispenser.
But with a Boston accent.
No, I think he's from Philadelphia or something.
No, you had a Boston.
I did. Oh,
Instead of dispenser, it was dispensa.
dispenser. Yeah, there you go.
Jason, are you reading or watching anything right now? A lot of our ALS friends are always looking for new and fun things to do.
H L I like WHA what? L I like MOVI movies, books, thing. She said, A.
Anything.
Yeah, movies, TV shows, books.
Complete unknown.
Jen Gomez, you're being attacked over there.
Did you like A Complete Unknown, Jason?
Well,
loved
it.
How many times have you watched now? Four?
4 times so far.
Did you like it?
I did. I liked it a lot. I liked the performances.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I know we can't.
It's in contention with his other favorite movies, which would be Jaws, Amadeus, King Kong, the newer one with Jack Black, and
Troll.
Complete Unknown. Serrana's throwing in Troll. I'll throw in what do I throw in? What's my favorite movie? Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah. Or what else do you watch? Joe, a lot of videos of Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe. He watches that a lot.
And audiobooks,
Yeah.
same guy.
Are the football helmets still up on the wall?
Yep.
SH show.
He and Dave have fights over the 49ers and the Raiders. So there you go.
Wow.
Oh.
And do you move them around by division every win or loss?
Yep.
Yes. He's embarrassed to say yes.
He gets up at night and does that.
I know he did that. I just covered that for the benefit of everybody on this call.
Go Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah.
SOR, sorry, A about SUS.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was our time to go.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the world hates the Chiefs at this point, so that's okay.
It happened to the Niners too. Probably happens to all of them.
They did good.
Sorry. Ned is asking, is classic music still part of your life?
Classical.
Classical. Yeah, classical.
Let A S O sometimes B, but L P L E S S. Sorry, what? L E, but less T H E these days. Less these days.
And Salim is asking, how many guitars do you have now? There, I saw a lot on the walls.
42. Last we counted, ish, 45-ish, something like that. Yeah, 45-ish. They're all on the wall. A lot of them are his signatures and gifts that various musicians have given him, and they cover one big wall and 3 or 4 other smaller walls. They're all over.
Amazing.
There's
And
That's
guitars.
amazing.
Go ahead, sorry.
were you going to say something, Sunny?
Mm-mm.
Oh, somebody asked, not music related, but I noticed you don't have eye gaze. You are able to chat with people on messaging somehow, asking for a friend.
Y, E, yeah, B, U, but I, N, F, N, E, need, C, A, R, a caregiver, T, to, H, to help. Yeah, it's a person. It depends on having a person who knows the system. Somebody's going to put the link to the system in the chat, I believe. Correct?
Well, we'll send it. We can send it in the follow-up email, but I did find it
Oh,
earlier, so I
yeah,
can throw it in there.
right.
Desi wanted to know if you like weed, and then Liz said, is that question for me?
C, G, F, funny. Same answer as tequila, right? Right.
Sorry, Jason.
I, N, E, never. T, tried it. T, until I, W, A was F, O, R, 40. A, and D, I didn't. L, didn't like it. B, because I, T, it. M, E, messed with my M, E, memory.
Take that, Liz and Desi.
What?
They don't even,
Wait,
they
what was
don't
the
even,
question?
yeah, they don't even remember
I'm
they
still
asked the
seeing if he can
question.
I'm still trying to make him curse. So slow it down.
Yeah, he's kind of clean cut, I think.
Yeah.
Um, Jason, we have something from Kelly in the chat. You are an absolute inspiration to my husband, who was a musician as well. We are old enough to be one of the couples back in the 80s. Super excited for your tour with David Lee Roth. ALS took him in 2020, but you left a lasting imprint on his life when news of your diagnosis spread in the 90s, especially after he was diagnosed.
W, O, wow. S, H, I, shit. I am S, so sorry. Yeah. T, H, A, that. Thank you. T, H, though. Yeah. Did you go to that tour where Jason wasn't? Did you see that tour?
Kelly, feel free to unmute if you want.
Oh,
Yes, we did.
ah,
We are rockers from the 80s. So yes, we did. But
did you
Jason, we liked you a lot more than Steve Vai too. Just putting that out there.
did you know Jason wasn't there?
I mean, just as a musician. We
Oh,
actually, if I went and dug in the bin, I know that we have cassettes. That's how long ago it was. Might have a CD or two, but a lot of cassettes with the vehicles we were driving back then in the 80s and 90s. So yeah, we did go to that tour though.
All right,
Sad
we're
to
going to hear the
about that.
story of the tour that he wasn't at, that you weren't at, Jason.
that's the story. That's the whole story.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, he couldn't play by that time.
ALS made that
God said
decision.
yeah.
Jason, do you have any questions for us, or does anybody else have a question for Jason? Go, it's open forum.
We're here to see the sexiest man alive. So
Oh,
F,
funny.
I'll go get him.
I will tell you that Kelly's husband, Tom Salzberg, was one of the best Alice Cooper tribute band head main head. What do you call those guys? Like showman. Like he was, I swear to God, I thought he was Alice Cooper. Like he was spectacular. He looked the part, he sounded the part, he acted the part. He was Alice Cooper. So I think Jason would love to see some of those old videos that I've seen of
Oh.
Tom.
That was his after thing. He was a drummer for 40 years first, and then
Yeah.
decided, he was going to expand
Okay.
Yeah.
musically.
Cool.
W-O, wow. I-W-O, would L-I, like to see, V-I, videos. I'd like to see videos.
Glynis or Mike or Carol, I can send them to you and you can forward some links or give me contact information to forward links either way.
Absolutely.
And then your son's carrying on the tradition, Kelly. Tell him, come on.
My son is carrying on the tradition and currently with an original band, and we think it's the one, um, going on tour this summer. They've been opening up for some 80s bands that are getting back together. Rat is one of them. He's been opening up for Stephen Piercy. And see, a lot of people on this forum may not know, but I know Jason knows who I'm talking about. Um, so yes, my son is carrying on the tradition as a drummer, and I know his dad would be proud because he is going far and above, I think, what my husband had done. First, my son has to step foot in Germany, to open up for Judas Priest, and once he does that, he has then succeeded and gone above my husband, what he has done or what he did do. So
That's amazing,
excited.
Kelly.
I
Congratulations.
I
Yeah.
have a new job, so I can't jump on tour with him as much, but I do work remote sometimes, and I am jumping on planes, getting in my car and driving. And I work on my computer during the day, and then at night I'm the merchandise lady, and I'm sure Jason's mom can relate. They want to buy a lot more merchandise once they know it's the drummer's mom that's selling, merchandise. Oh my gosh, can we meet the band? Can we get an autograph? And I always tell everybody, absolutely. You want to buy a $40 t-shirt? I will make sure my son comes over and signs it. So it's a fun life. It's a very fun, exciting life. And I
Cool.
hope it gets better.
That's amazing. Congratulations to you and to him. That's so cool.
Yeah.
How fun for all of us to follow.
Yes.
Jason says yes. Yes.
Awesome. And Jason, I don't know if you have followed or seen the story of John Driscoll Hopkins from the Zach Brown Band who's living with ALS. Do you know about that?
Yeah. Lihea, heard from him.
Oh, good. Good.
They
He's awesome.
they were going to join today, but they're in Nashville, and it was exactly at this time that an event was ending. So they were going to try to jump on because Hop and Jen wanted to see Jason, but they said they would be in touch and that they were hoping they were going to actually get to meet with you someday soon.
Y-E, yes. I-H-O, hope to. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And Selim says, thank you for a wonderful night of learning from you, Jason. You're amazing. Fighters like you give me hope. I got to get my kids to bed. Thank you for your time and thank TDI for this film fest. Have a wonderful night.
P-H, thank you. S, thank you so much.
I can't tell you, I hope you know it already, how much a part of, you know, what a source of inspiration you truly are. It sounds so Pollyanna, right? Um, you are giving people hope by continuing to create art, by being out here, by having legacy of the film, by, you know, living with this disease all these years as people who try to connect with the community and offer hope to people. Thanks for being a source of it for us, honestly.
W O wow. T H thank you. T H A that M A E means A L a lot. B E cause I F O R forget. I T H think. I K I kind of. D I S A disappeared. I in T H in the R O U T I N routine. O of A L S S so T H A thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Pat,
Yeah.
do tell Gary about the phone and the eye chart, but also let him know that I got that too, huh? Do you see it?
Uh, oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I'll let him know.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Well, my son actually steals it, but that's okay.
Cool.
Way.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere, Pat, that Jason, where people can view Gary's art? Is it online or on Jason's site?
Yeah, I think Gary has art on Jason's website, right? Does he? I am not, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If you just Google Gary Becker art, it'll be somewhere. I don't know how current it'll be, but you'll get the idea. It's been a long time since, he's painted too, so he's sort of retired from painting. He just draws little drawings now, but we're all getting older and less energetic but it's all good.
Well, this was just so awesome. Thank you so much, Jason, for saying cool. Sounds like a good idea. Let's do this. Thank you to Sunny, whose idea to do this film fest has just been so awesome each year. And it really just means a lot to us. And Sunny, I'll let you finish up.
Yes, Jason, thank you, and thank you, family, for joining. Um, we get to do this every year because of amazing people like you guys, and this has been one of the coolest events I've been a part of to date. So thank you so much for coming and
Thank you
for
all.
letting us stare at you and have conversation with the sexiest man alive.
Funny. U R A B L E a blessing. S U Sunny. T H thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. This was great.
Yeah.
Right all.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
So next Tuesday, 7:30 Central, we are doing Pride of the Yankees. So if you haven't watched it, here's a good chance to watch a really good old movie and join us for that call.
All right.
Okie Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody. Good
Have a
night,
good one.
all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Jason.
Bye.
Hi, everyone.
Bye.